Wabi-Sabi. You think I won't spray the phone? I'll spray the phone too.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. I go deep dive. Okay. That's too weird thing.
See, you lay down a top layer. It's almost like you spray paint. You lay down a top layer of Lysol. See, Lysol is like one of the archangels. Lysol gets the evil of germs out of your workspace. You got hair and shit on your I don't know where your hair been. Look at that hair. That's a long strand of hair. You don't know where that hair been.
It might be mine. No, maybe it's alright.
If it's your hair, it's from yesterday, and that ain't good.
Then that's not good. That's not my hair. I just walked in here.
Hey.
Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on because it takes two to tango, and I need to hit his side of the story. So she's driving insane, stress heavy on the brain. She keeps playing silly games, and I'm about to get paid. We seem to fuss and fight.
This is the phone. This is me. So one of these are you.
We can see the light. See the light.
Ibashe Eshu, Mojuba Eshu, Eshu Odara, Alafia Eshu, Ikaro Eshu, Oboru Oboye Aboshishe Eshu, Oboru Oboye Aboshishe Eshu. I'm not cussing. My mama said my mouth was. Y'all don't want me to get in my bag for real.
But all of us have this spark within us, and for some, unfortunately, it gets very, very dim because we are so critical of ourselves. But when you can understand your own agency and the power within you, it becomes a torch that can light the darkness.
Because Japan, the whole country is subject to earthquakes. Kintsugi was very popular in batches. After an earthquake, a lot of people had stuff to be repaired. It would shake, fall to the ground, and fall. And only in rather modern times it became an activity per se. Often people that do ceramics and study Kintsugi, but it became a way to deal with the reality. There's earthquakes, things break. What should we do with them? And they found that these artists could do something with them because lacquer, certain kinds of lacquer can be used to stick the bits and fill in the gaps. And then they also find a way to make it more attractive by sprinkling gold powder, silver powder, or even less noble metals on top of it. So
mind wandering actually is a wonderful thing in terms of creativity. Of course, that's where it all comes from. It's the mind wandering that allows then you to attach, though, to things that are uncomfortable or cause suffering. And I think that's really the challenge. So I think mind wandering, I do it all day long. I mean, it's just, but I don't get lost in negative feelings or experiences, because again, if you let them pass you by and understand they're there, but don't get attached to them, and then go on with your own wandering, hopefully in a positive direction, I think it's extraordinarily beneficial and enlightening and very helpful.
That's the reality of Kintsugi. It's not the appearance, it's not the fact that we're using gold, it's a way to carry on with the story, in a way, of people, of objects, and what certain things mean to us.
The voice of reason. This is my Friday. I'm back in the building. You already know that I'm going to push you. I'm going to challenge you. I love taking seemingly obscure concepts from philosophy, from science, from religion, and applying them to intimate relationships. I love doing it. And tonight's topic is not a departure from that formula. And what's very interesting about this is, in 2015, I released a book called The Relationship Dismount: How to Stick the Landing When Exiting a Toxic Relationship. And in the chapter that centered on forgiveness, I incorporated a Japanese concept. Now, many people have used that and have taken the steam that was initially put into that book and incorporated it into their thought process. The term was Kintsugi. Now, the more popular term is Kintsugi, Japanese term. Kintsugi and Kintsugi. Now, what's interesting about these terms, Kintsugi, 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 it means golden joinery, to be joined with gold. Also known as Kintsukuroi, meaning golden repair. So, in the book, The Relationship Dismount: How to Stick the Landing When Exiting a Toxic Relationship, I didn't use the term Kintsugi. I used the term Kintsukuroi. Golden repair. Why? Because broken people need to learn how to repair themselves. And repair themselves to the point that they become more beautiful after having been broken. See, we're all broken. See, when I say we're a work in progress, that work is coming from some source of brokenness. Kintsukuroi. Now, what this topic is about to be about, what are you using to put your pieces together? The pieces of you that were broken, what are you using as a spiritual adhesive? What kind of lacquer are you using? Yeesh. I know this is a tough topic. But see, these are the types of conversations that must be had if we're going to grow up spiritually. The people that are closest to us tend to hurt us the most. Why is that? See, people don't want an explanation for why they were hurt. You know why? Because they only focus on the pain of the hurt. And when you focus primarily on the pain of hurt, the natural proclivity is to move away from pain, is to stop the pain. But the pain is an indicator of something. Not just what they did, but how you process, how you feel. Heavy stuff tonight. And I felt like I needed to go deep because yesterday was so powerful. The forgiveness piece. Kintsugi and Wabi-Sabi. Oh, Wabi-Sabi is another Japanese term. I don't know if I'll get into it later or I'll get into it right now. Maybe I'll get into it right now. Wabi-Sabi. Sounds funny, right? People don't understand what Wabi-Sabi actually means. And it's very interesting. Wabi-Sabi is a worldview centered on the acceptance of transience. In other words, nothing lasts forever. This is why you should really pour into the beauty of right now. This is what makes someone like Eckhart Tolle's work in The Power of Now so meaningful, right? You mad at your mama for what she did. Did is the word we want to focus on. What she did is done. What she did is done. You want to focus on, you want to try to extrapolate some kind of deeper meaning. You want her to acknowledge, you want her to go, I'm sorry. Sometimes people just won't do it. And if you hang everything about the meaning of your life on whether somebody said they were sorry or not, you're going to be miserable. Do you see? What is your lacquer made of? Is it some Dollar Tree cheap glue that's going to break and crack after a couple of months? I want Wabi-Sabi, centered on the acceptance of transience and imperfection. The aesthetic is sometimes described as one of appreciating beauty that is imperfect, impermanent, and incomplete in nature. So the aesthetic is sometimes described as one of appreciating beauty that is imperfect, impermanent, and incomplete in nature. It is prevalent in many forms in Japanese art. What that is saying is the art may not be asymmetrical. It may not be symmetrical. The art, it might be a knot in a tree, a wooden, it might be a sculpture made out of a knot in the tree, right? And to the person who doesn't appreciate art, that knot looks deformed, like a type of deformity. But what it's saying, Wabi-Sabi, it's saying things are transient, things are imperfect, and yet there is still beauty in it. There's beauty in the incompleteness of it. There's beauty in the lack of some type of aesthetic standard. See, now when you apply these powerful concepts like kintsugi, kintsukuroi, or wabi-sabi to relationships, it broadens your perspective of how you think things are supposed to be. Broadens your perspective on who you think you are. Broadens your perspective on who you think your partner is. Do you know why pain, hurt is so prevalent in relationship? See, I'm going to tell you like this. I believe, Andy, check me if I'm wrong, but I believe the more rigid and narrow the perspective, the more intense the pain. Because there's going to be some pain, right? Everybody going to get a piece of pain, right? Everybody gonna get slapped upside the dome piece on their way home from Jones Beach. Everybody gonna get something. But what causes the pain to endure, what causes the intensity of the pain is directly proportionate to the rigidity of the perspective. I know people don't want to hear it tonight. But this is my Friday, so I got to go out with a bang. We're going to talk deeply. When I come forward, I'm going to ask some questions. And I'm going to open up the phone lines because I want to talk to you guys about being broken and how to transcend brokenness and how to mend it. And what are you using as a lacquer to hold your broken pieces together. 1-800-920-1580. I need those calls tonight. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Everybody hit the like button. Let's go. 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 1-800-920-1580. Twos and Fuse crew. Report for duty. Show up. Show up. Glow up. Blow up. Come on. Show up, blow up, grow up. Show up, blow up, grow up. Thank you, Nzinga. A lot of people have their background loud in the mud. You can't be on the phone and watch the show at the same time. It creates a feedback. It's like, oh, Lord, there's feedback going on. What up? What up? Still too many ear hustlers? Yeah, man. Hey, Truemonger, that's what it is. That's what it's gonna be. And don't forget, Monday, the latest episode of the Situation Shift airs. Please download the Our TV 78 app. I just watched the latest episode. It's me and Guy Torrey and Mayumi McKinley. Oh, man, it's cold. It's a good episode. Really good episode, man. Please, please, please tap in. Download Our TV 78, the app. And I want y'all to listen or watch episode 2 of the Situation Shift. All right? He trying to sell it. He trying to sell it. He want to make sure that we got stuff to sell. Say they're good, but he's coming up so late. Now they're waiting for to try to find a special lady. Yes, your styles. Set up tight and secure. So somehow I let you slip away. All the pressure has been more than I can do. Always need to see hard for you could never change. Yeah! The voice of reason back in the building. You already know my playlist is my co-host. Yeah. Man, that's legendary Troop from Pasadena, California. Pasadena, stand up. I need to hear from some Pasadena folk. Woo. That's a great record. My Heart is the name of the joint. It's on off their first album. Album dropped in 1988. These guys were just getting out of high school. And the track is produced by Chucky Booker. Great record by Troop. My Heart. I suggest you look it up, man, and get reacquainted with it. Those guys had a really hot run. But let me get back to it. Kintsugi and Wabi-Sabi. What is your lacquer made of? Now, and I'm going to tell you guys about the story. In Japan, there was a shogun, a samurai warrior, who had a favorite teapot, and the teapot was broken. And he shipped the teapot to China, and he asked that they repair the teapot. The Chinese artisans sent the teapot back, and when they did, the teapot had a bunch of metal, unsightly staples in it, so it was like a Frankenstein pot when he got it back. And needless to say, he was exceedingly displeased. He was upset, and some say he even threatened the artisans in his kingdom with death if they couldn't restore the pot to its original beauty. And so from there, they experimented and found a way to infuse the lacquer, which is a type of gold, is an adhesive. And what they did was they infused the adhesive with gold dust. And what that did was every crack, every vein that was created from the pot being broken now had gold veins. So the act of breaking the pot actually afforded it an opportunity to become more beautiful after having been broken. Now, what was interesting was I said, yo, this is a relationship concept, because I understood brokenness because I'm broken. I've understood other people's brokenness because my brokenness recognizes their brokenness. And I said, yo, Kintsugi is a relationship concept. It is related to forgiveness. It is related to self-acceptance. But what I did was focus on the lacquer. What is your lacquer made of? Right? Because thoughts are things. Thoughts are like a type of adhesive. Thoughts are like a type of glue, right? Thoughts are like a type of mortar. This is why many people, psychologists, clinicians, they all say, hey, you got to stop with the negative self-talk. That's a type of glue, because that glue is being applied to a pliable reality. It is manifesting a reality. It's holding your reality together, your worldview, your Umwelt, your Gestalt, right? It's holding that stuff together. So I focused on the lacquer. Do you have a low vibrational lacquer holding your brokenness together? But not only holding it together, but making it ugly. Oh, God. Gosh. So you were broke. Okay. You feel like being broken diminished you in some way. But now, are you in the service of your brokenness? Are you a parishioner in the church where your brokenness is the pastor, preaching and proselytizing on brokenness, justifying it? Are there hermeneutics and apologetics around your brokenness? This is a type of lacquer that makes you less attractive. Oh, goodness. Agree or disagree? Imperfect people can't fix each other. They can only reflect each other. True or false? Your internally embraced brokenness can make you more beautiful, but it must be internally embraced. Agree or disagree? Do you agree or disagree with that? I need you to marinate on that opinion. Agree or disagree? I got to say it again. True or false? Your internally embraced brokenness can make you more beautiful. What lessons can we learn from the concept of Kintsugi? Kintsugi or Kintsukuroi or Wabi-Sabi? How do you know if you are broken mentally? What are the stages of being broken? How can the concept of Kintsugi be applied to our lives? What are the three principles of Wabi-Sabi? 1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you. I know you're going through it. I know we've all been broken. Why is it so difficult to embrace the brokenness? Objectively embrace it. Empathize with it. Love on it. What is the problem with perfectionism in relationship? Why do you throw that question in there, Zoe? What is the problem with perfectionism in a relationship? Because broken people guard themselves by trying to create perfect expectations for other people. Did you hear what I said? You broke me. So now I have to protect and guard against you or the likes of you by creating inflexible, oh my goodness, by creating inflexible belief systems and expectations and standards, all under the guise or couched in the concept of I'm protecting myself. And no disrespect to you protecting yourself. You might not know how to really protect yourself. Goes back to the concept yesterday. Forgiveness is understanding that nothing ever really happens to you. It happens for you. But it can happen to you if you participate in the maintenance, listen, in the maintenance of your wound's desires. See, once a wound comes into your life, it is demanding. I'm a wound, you better protect me. I'm a wound, you better not let this happen. I'm a wound, that person looks like they might poke me. I'm a wound, you know I'm not quite healed. Do you understand? So perfectionism steps in and says, they gotta be right. They gotta be in alignment. They gotta have all these things lined up and aligned right in order for this to be real. 1-800-920-1580. I don't know who I'm preaching to tonight, but this is definitely a sermon. When we come forward, I'm going to the phone lines. I know y'all want to talk. Do y'all know all this shit is off the top of the dome? This is shit that be in my head. I feel like Michael Jackson and Prince. Them motherfuckers have songs in their head. And they got to get it out. This is how I work out my bullshit. I go through bullshit. I perpetrate bullshit. Bullshit happens to me. And I go in my head. All 99% of this shit is freestyle, right off the top of the dome. Ah, man. Chitlin Pimp! Hey, Chitlin Pimp. Let me just say, man, thank you. Thank you, brother. Thank you for continuing to support, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Everybody else, don't be shy. Rock with Chitlin Pimp. Rock with Chitlin Pimp. Get down with Chitlin Pimp. Why am I stumbling over my words? Get down with Chitlin Pimp. Wabi-Sabi is understanding the impermanence, the transience, the imperfection, and the incomplete nature of things. Wow.
I'm a person.
Ghetto Gourmet! Hey, when the world ends and I got to fight them demons outside the door, none of this philosophical shit gonna mean a damn thing. You understand me? I got the motherfucking crossbow. You know how to shoot a crossbow? I gotta kill a demon elk. Oh shit, she back.
You ain't never gotta say it like that.
It's cool.
God damn, man.
Ghetto Gourmet, man. I love that brother. He gonna tell you what it is. I'm just saying. You see that elk out there with the red eyes? It's possessed. Motherfucking elk got Beelzebub in it. I used to be a pastor. I can exorcise demons. You better capitulate. You understand? You not submitting? Well, go the fuck outside then. Huh? Go on outside. See if you can handle the motherfucking possessed elk. You're not going to be able to exercise it, and you damn sure ain't going to be able to kill it and eat it. See, I can do both. You understand? You're going to learn to respect me. That's what you going to do. I love motherfucking Heru Ali. Y'all don't understand.
Jeez Louise.
You think you can pull the motherfucking bow back farther than I can? Have you ever tried to pull back a crossbow with your bare hands and knock down a motherfucking possessed elk 200 yards away? Heru Ali could have been a character in the Book of Eli, right with Denzel.
Oh, really? I love that.
Denzel, let's fuck these niggas up, Denzel. We got the Bible. You blind. I can see. We can fuck these people up.
You got the Bible. You blind. I can see. I'm not about to play.
I got your back, Denzel.
I'm not about to play. That's my
Reggie White. Grace is... Man, y'all got to call in and tell me what your lacquer is made of. Woo! No, that's fine. You can tell me. What is it made of? What is it made of?
Gold.
Gold. My lacquer, I'm going to be honest. Oh, I'm going to wait for the show and tell people what my lacquer is made of. Reggie!
Laughing and crying.
Reggie White! Yeah! Thank you, man. Who else hit that? Ghetto Gourmet, Chitlin Pimp, Reggie White.
Nazarene. So much love, brother.
I wish I could send you some beaded bracelets, Babazo. You can. But what are they made of?
Right. What?
And are you praying over them?
And who you praying to?
And what in the world?
Wait a minute. I gotta meet you in person, brother. The music stopped. Wait.
Live in 20 seconds.
20 seconds.
Attila, my ladies. Nazarene.
Coming after song.
Mimi. Hi, ladies. Thanks for loving and supporting on me yesterday.
Japanese philosophy of Kintsugi. Kintsugi is a traditional Japanese art form that involves repairing broken pottery with gold or silver lacquer, and it has a deep philosophical meaning behind it. In this video, we'll explore the history and culture of Kintsugi and take a closer look at the philosophy that underlies this beautiful art form. Kintsugi, which means golden joinery, has its roots in the 15th century, when a Japanese shogun broke his favorite tea bowl and sent it to China for repairs. When it was returned to him, it had been mended with unsightly staples, so Japanese craftsmen developed the technique of repairing ceramics with lacquer and gold or silver powder, which not only repaired the object, but also created a beautiful piece of art. At the heart of Kintsugi is the idea of Wabi-Sabi, which is a Japanese aesthetic concept that values imperfection, impermanence, and incompleteness. Kintsugi embraces the idea that an object's flaws and imperfections are an integral part of its beauty, and that repairing broken objects with gold or silver highlights the beauty of the brokenness. Kintsugi is also a metaphor for life, as it teaches us that just as broken objects can be repaired and made whole again, so too can broken people be healed and made whole again. The gold or silver that fills the cracks represents the healing and transformation that can occur after experiencing hardship or pain. The process of Kintsugi involves several steps. First, the broken pieces are cleaned and the cracks are carefully aligned. Then, a lacquer made from urushi tree sap is applied to the cracks, and gold or silver powder is sprinkled on top. This process is repeated several times, layering the lacquer and gold or silver powder until the cracks are completely filled. Kintsugi is a beautiful art form that embodies a deep philosophical meaning. It teaches us to value imperfection and embrace the brokenness in our lives, and to find beauty in the process of healing and transformation. Whether you're a fan of traditional Japanese art or simply curious about the deeper meanings behind artistic practices, Kintsugi is a must-see. We hope you enjoyed this video.
Wow. Hey, this is what I'm trying to bring to the table tonight. You know, a lot of people don't like philosophy. They don't like spirituality. And they definitely don't like applying it to their lives. That's what I'm starting to recognize. I think people prefer to be hurt. They prefer, hurt is, being hurt by someone, for a lot of people, is like a get out of jail free card or some type of coupon. It's something that you can always have in your pocket so you can redeem it, or the threat of redeeming it. It's like being able to call in a bet. You understand? And for a lot of people, if they call in the bet, then everything is settled. They don't want things to be settled. They want to always be able to have that in their pocket so that they can remain entitled because you hurt them in some way. Now, I'm going to bring on some callers. Now, I know callers have perspectives and opinions, and they are always welcomed. But before you get started, you got to tell me what your lacquer is made of. I'm going to tell you what my lacquer is made of. I don't have a problem giving you the ingredients of my lacquer. Ego, right? Skepticism. What else? Ego, skepticism. Those are the two that came first. But I know there are more. Ego and skepticism lead. That's what my lacquer is made of. Ego and skepticism. What is your lacquer made of? Because the lacquer is what adds the beauty to the refurbished pot. The beauty or ugliness. 1-800-920-1580. Callers, you're on the line. Let's go. Sean from Hawaii. Get in here.
Hey, brother. Well, number one, urethane, because urethane is exactly a lacquer. And it was one of those things because back in the day, that's what we used to put on our baseball bats, the wooden ones, to give them longevity. And that's not a joke. And, you know, nowadays the kids get these bats that are so doggone good, maple, and you know, they're made with such fine-tuned scientific craftsmanship that it is the same kind of thing without, you know, doing anything that people would call you on it. You know, urethane. You would get your bat, you put some urethane on there, and you get technically, scientifically, a rebound off that bat. So my thing here is my rebound.
Did we lose Sean? Sean, did we lose you, Sean? Sean, did we lose your brother? I think we lost Sean. Sean, call back, 1-800-920-1580. Dawn from New York, get in here. Dawn? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, Dawn, you're on the line.
You said the benefit of ego.
Say again?
Ego.
Oh, yeah, ego, yes, that was mine. But what is yours?
Ego.
Oh, yours is ego too. Oh, we lacquer twins. Okay, cool. Cool.
Yeah, that's good. Put it back together.
Yeah, you put it back with ego? That's it? Do you have any other lacquers or ingredients to your lacquer?
I would say ego mostly. And then it was taking out all the other links and the additives that I didn't need. So you're reducing what you don't need it and bringing back ego.
Interesting. So I take it you've been broken before.
Oh, yeah.
And how do you live with that brokenness? How have you been able to get through it, or how do you live with it? Talk to me.
I would say it's like going through it.
What do you mean?
I wouldn't say going through it and kind of living with the memories. I'm not necessarily attached to the pain like that anymore.
But the memory is on playback. Got you.
Yeah, I remember it to remember not to have it happen again.
Ooh, stay with me.
Not
Don't leave. Don't leave, Dawn. Stay with me, because Dawn is dropping light right now. Stay with me and stay on that point, Dawn. When we come forward, I'm going back to New York. There's a lot of good information there. Is it good to you? Oh, and I've made a decision. Monday is the last day I'm going to promote the free coaching for the books. Right? We sold about a box worth of books, which is good. In each box, there's like 40 copies. So that's 40 coaching sessions. and I figured, I felt like there would be more because I was willing to do more. I was willing to coach for free, but just to be honest, I didn't get the response that I thought I would get. Maybe I'm not as dope as I think I am. Maybe I'm not as fly as I think I am. But I thought, with the audience that we got, I said, okay, they're not really interested in doing the work. We got some people who are interested, but I recognized that a lot of people are afraid to actually do the work. And I really feel like anything that would bring them close to seeing themselves, dealing with themselves, having to go through it, they're like, nah, I'm cool. Because I've even had people buy the books but not read them. They'll buy my book, but I'm buying it because I fuck with you, I support you, but they don't actually read the book. Or this has been since I started writing the relationship books. You know, I realized people will buy the book and read to a point to where it starts to hurt, and then they put it down, and then they don't pick it back up. So I've had people put the book down, and then another thing that I'm starting to realize is coaching and relationship is viewed as a hustle by a lot of people. It's viewed as like a grift. And I'm like, I don't want to be associated with that. So not only am I going to stop offering the book and the coaching session, I've been thinking about it heavy over the past month or two. My next book is going to be my last book on relation. I'm not going to write any more books because I feel like I've said what I needed to say, and I feel like I've made the impact I was supposed to make. But I don't want to be lumped in with people that are perceived as grifters or charlatans or any of that. This was me expressing what I was understanding and experiencing. So I'm gonna stop all that shit. Hey, let me tell you right now, Tony Braxton and Babyface together was like Shaq and Kobe. Hey, it was like Magic and Kareem. I'm gonna tell you now, boy, boy, them two together. That was recording magic. She was like the female version of Barry White with that deep voice, that velvety voice. Lord, man, together them two, fire. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason, live from KBLA Talk 1580. You already know what it is. Tavis Smiley has his own radio station. Only two black-owned talk stations in Los Angeles, California. 2 black-owned radio stations in California. One of them, Tab Smiley. The other one, Stevie Wonder. You know, so this is a special thing. I think sometimes black folk, when it comes to big things that other black folk are doing, they think once it comes into being that, okay, they made it. No, bringing it into being is one thing. Maintaining it is totally dependent upon the people that it was made for to stand with it. So this is a big deal, and don't take it for granted. Don't think it's going to be here forever. Now, we would hope that it'll be here forever. We would hope that, you know, it continues to blow up and mature and spread its wings and do its thing. But sometimes black folks see other black folk doing something and they think, well, they've done it. They're in a better position than I. So I don't really need to support it because they're already there. I want to be where they are. But the reality of it is, it started, but it needs to be maintained. And we should all look to try to maintain each other. We should all look to take a little from each other. But that old saying, take some if you need some, but leave some. Right? Take some if you need some, but leave some. And then also give some. Because that's how we stay going. That's how we stay moving as a people. But I'm the VOR right now, and we on fire tonight. Kintsugi and Wabi-Sabi. What is your lacquer made of? The lacquer that holds your wounds together, that holds those broken pieces together. I want to know your thoughts. We had Don from New York on. Don, I hope you remembered your thought because I didn't. Get in here.
You're saying about that, something about how does it help you? Yeah, basically it helps you acknowledge the pain of other people. I don't overlook it and just allow them to do whatever, but I can see it. And so I don't try to crucify them for it. Because I understand the void and their attachment to it. And what it does.
I like that. I like that. But do you feel that being broken by others has an ultimate purpose? And if you do feel that way, what do you think that purpose was for you? Did we lose her? Oh, there she is. All right, cool.
No. You can have something and not understand it.
Ooh, I'm guilty. I raise my hand right now. I'm guilty. Having something, but not understanding what you have. That's big. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's what understanding. It's like something you're born with it, it's innate, and you're just operating until it's not taken away from you, but it's broken. And you then have to understand it. You have to, you have to learn how to. It's like relearning, but you're actually you almost are creating your own value to operate.
Don, you cooking right now. You cooking so deep. I want to hold you just for. Let me ask another question. Because this is big. Can you give me a synonym for broken?
Voided.
Wait, I didn't hear you. Say it again.
Voided.
That's huge. Oh, wow. Whoa. That's huge. Voided. And to me, that reminds me of when people say they have a hole, right? Quincy Jones was talking about how people who have holes in their spirit will try to fill it with things from the outside world, not understanding that those holes have an insatiable appetite and those holes really can't be filled from the outside. They can only be filled from the inside. That's heavy. I like that. I have one too. Here's my synonym. Separated. Right?
Yeah.
So broken, the synonym separated. Now, if you're separated internally because of something that has happened to you, and if you don't, like I said, from the inside, embrace, heal, love on, nurture, if you don't do it from the inside, what tends to happen is that you start looking in much the same way as Quincy was talking about. You start looking to fill the gap in between the separation with people, places, and things. Right? The standards, the beliefs. Go ahead. Yes.
That's when people start serving their persona.
Ooh, go ahead. Yes.
They don't allow their ego to serve them, and they start serving their persona so that they can, that validation, that outside validation becomes meaningful. And you become whoever and whatever other people think of you.
So would you say our cracks and the lacquer we use to hold them together, would you say we project those cracks and lacquer out onto the world and the people that we relate to?
Yes.
Yes. She said, in a word, yes.
Everyone you come in contact with is going to be punished for what you don't have. They're going to be attacked and punished.
Okay, let me ask you some more. I gotta keep going. I'm not gonna stop. Would you say that the lacquer and the cracks, metaphorically speaking, have a gravitational pull, a magnetic pull to them?
No.
Uh-oh. No?
No. No. It's like, what is the naturally real confidence has the pull.
Wait, say again? Wait, because I can't hear you. Just hold tight. When we come forward, we're going to come back because I want you to deal with the gravitational pull, the magnetic pull. You said no, but I want you to get deeper into your breakdown. When we come forward, Dawn will continue cooking. I love it. I love it. No more coaching after Monday. So listen, if you guys want to get your books in or whatever, you better do it now because Monday will be the very last day that I promote that promotion. It's going to come to an end at 12 midnight Monday. Shit, I don't know. Today's the 1st, so it'll be like the 5th. And one thing I learned.
I feel you because
you got to stop offering shit people don't resonate with.
But they need to. That's why God
It doesn't matter though. They don't resonate with it.
But they gonna really. I know. God said I sent you a boat, a life vest. And
no, but you got to give people what they want.
They don't.
And what people really don't understand in this whole process, the entertainment piece, the funniness, the jokes, the gregariousness, all of that is almost like it's almost like candy or syrup in the medicine. Because I know if you extrapolate the funny, if you extrapolate the entertainment, if you extrapolate the the comedy, people just they're gonna disconnect. It's too deep, too wordy, he sound white, you're gonna get all of that. So I add the funny because I'm naturally funny. You know, I add that, you know, as a type of placebo to get people to take it. Like, oh, okay, feel good. Yeah, haha, that shit was funny. But when you really start getting into this work is not funny. You know, this work is not funny. And I'm really dead ass serious about my work. And the last thing I want to do is be associated with people that are not serious. I read a book by Krishnamurti. I've read all of his books, by the way. He had 400 books. I read all of his books. But I read one of his books that what are you doing with your life? And with Krishnamurti, he was dead ass serious about self-work and the cultivation of self-knowledge. And I'm starting to evolve to a point where I'm just getting sick and tired of a lot of shit, and I'm about to just redo my life. It's coming.
It's a very heated topic.
It's coming.
Oh, that right. Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I was like the kid.
Yeah. Since the 90s, I've read every one of Krishnamurti's books.
How does he maintain his pomposity? Why can't you open up, brother? I'm a karate man.
I discovered Krishnamurti in 91.
So William,
I was 20.
the voice of reason.
So in Japanese culture, Wabi and Sabi are two important concepts. Wabi refers to a state of imperfection. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have everything in order to achieve beauty. And Sabi is the fact that with age, things deteriorate. You have less control over quality, colors tear off, but those changes over time actually do not mean that the beauty itself is impaired. Actually, because of Wabi and Sabi, you can have really deeply rooted beauty, somewhat akin to life itself. So the philosophy of Wabi and Sabi is actually a philosophy of beauty as well as a philosophy of life. So if you realize that Wabi and Sabi are two important principles that governs beauty, then you realize that life itself is beautiful. You come to terms with life itself. So that's the beauty of Wabi and Sabi.
Wabi and Sabi. Coming to terms with the impermanence and the transience and the imperfection, right, of life. See, you know you really love your partner if you love what's wrong with them. I want you to embrace that thought. You know you really love yourself if you love what's wrong with you. And when I say wrong, I don't mean wrong as in incorrect. I mean misaligned. See, loving yourself is loving your misalignment and loving the process of it. Oh, I love that I'm misaligned. It gives me something meaningful to do. Somebody meme it. Huh? It gives me something meaningful to do. It doesn't give my partner something to micromanage. It doesn't give my partner something to hold over my head. It gives me something meaningful to do. And as you level up, you're going to understand that there are levels of the misalignment. And that, listen to what I'm saying here. If we're looking at quantum mechanics, Einstein, Newton, Ptolemy, Descartes, all those guys, Rene Descartes, they dealt with the macro, the large, the big stuff, gravity, planets, Black holes. Well, it was Einstein who discovered black holes, but they dealt with the big stuff, cosmology. The small stuff is quantum mechanics. And I want y'all to understand something about your problems, your misalignment, what's wrong with you, your purpose, and things of that nature. Let me tell you, it works the same way. There's a macro to your issues, there's an external to your issues, and there's an internal, a micro. And as you evolve, you're going to understand. Yeah, I done moved a lot of stuff out of the macro, but as I get deeper and deeper into my understanding of self, there are more and more things coming up that are more subtle, that are more refined, that needs a closer look at as you go deeper and deeper into self. People think it's going to be over at some time. You got young folk running around talking about when the lesson's going to end. And I'm here to tell you, they're never going to end if you plan on getting better. If you plan on getting better, get used to lessons coming into your life, because lessons are synonymous with blessings or up-levelings. You can't up-level without a lesson. The lesson is a gift that allows you to expand your consciousness. What is your lacquer made of? 1-800-920-1580. Don, New York, get in here. Wrap your thought. Where Don at? Yeah, come on, Don. Tell me what we talking about. We talking about that black hole. I remember. Talk to me.
You said, is it magnetic? And I said, no.
Mm-hmm.
It operates, okay, so we use quantum mechanics. It operates, which is physics in general. It operates more like an isotope than a conductive element.
Ooh, come on. Come on.
So instead of it's not a conductive element, it's an isotope, and it operates to turn a conductive element into an insulator.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I hear you. I'm following. Go ahead. But magnetism is still a part of that process. Am I right or wrong?
It is, but they're not magnetic.
Mm.
The beam, or whatever it is, the object, the desired object that's being attacked is magnetic.
Nice. Nice. I think we're saying the same thing. I like it, though. Keep going. I want to hear more. You're so brilliant. Talk to me, Queen.
I don't know. I mean, that's kind of how I feel.
So my perspective, and you check me if I'm wrong here, because I'm open to correction sometimes. But my perspective is this. We are bodies, and all bodies in three-dimensional space, according to Einstein, has a gravity. And that gravity warps time-space, or space-time. It warps space-time. There's a curvature in space-time based on the gravity. And what I postulate here is our thoughts that we use to construct our lacquer warps space-time around it. And things fall into its orbit of like nature. So, with thought, when you hear people say thought are things, right? And they say, whatever the thinker thinks, the prover will prove. Or as the Buddha said, all of this reality is created of thought. And how many people tell you positive thought, not toxic positivity, but realistic positive thought can actually shape your reality, can change your reality. I believe that there's a magnetism involved. And I believe that if you hold the ingredients of this negative lacquer, fear, ego, shame, guilt, the low-level consciousness piece, anger, disappointment, apathy, when you're vibrating on that lower level of consciousness, I believe you call in the concomitant experience that is there to say, not I want you to change, but it's there to mirror. What are your thoughts?
I would say it's not the negative energy. The negative energy is the magnetism. It's the magnetism.
Mm.
It's like in a car battery. They'll tell you to operate when you're fixing a car. They'll tell you to disconnect the negative charge. Because if you don't, all of the power will shoot back to the source.
Yeah, that's the female. The negative side of the battery is the woman. Go ahead, I'm listening. It's not negative in the sense of negative, it's neutral. But all of the power is in the feminine side of the battery. Go ahead, I'm listening. This is powerful.
Okay, so those things, like what people are holding as negative, it's more like I can't think of the name of that thing. You're trying to, you have a point, a middle point, and you're trying to expand on both sides. You're trying to expand both negative and positive at the same time, though.
I'm listening. Give me more, please. Feed us.
It's like operating. The broken person is operating. That's exactly what it is. There's holes, there's gaps, so that they can't pull. They don't have. It's missing. What was like the glue. There's no glue. There's just holes. So it's almost like an asteroid. It's just being pulled in whatever direction has the most power to come crashing into it to create calamity. Right? They're not even under control. They're not under their own control. Here comes the asteroid, calamity.
Wait. Hold 1 second, because you're killing right now. CT Rise Athletics says, I think gravity is a property of matter. But if you remember Einstein, E equals mc squared, energy and matter are virtually the same thing. This is why thoughts, in my opinion, I posit that thoughts, right, our thoughts have a magnetic pull, right? I believe thoughts have a gravity to them, right? Have you ever heard people say, man, I've been thinking, man, and it's been heavy on me, man. What's been going on, it's been real heavy. And usually you're talking about your thoughts. Energy is matter, right? And thoughts can be converted from thought energy into matter. What are your thoughts?
Thought and thinking are different.
Tell me some more.
Thought is internal and thinking is external.
How?
It's you're in search of something that a thought just comes to you. You're not sitting there and thinking, like, what did I think about this? That's not how thoughts come. Thoughts come to you. You're sitting there and boom, oh wow. You know what? I can redo the whole thing like that. When you're thinking, you're in search. Thoughts are answers, thinking is questions.
Thoughts are answers, thinking is questions. And I'm a man, I see it in reverse.
Okay.
Right? I'm just a man. Maybe it's the man in me that flipped it. Right? It just, you understand? Because I think when I'm thinking, I'm looking for answers. But my thoughts represent answers to me.
But how often when you're thinking do you get the answer? Right then and there. Sometimes
right then and there, but sometimes maybe in a dream. Sometimes when I wake up the next morning, it doesn't always come instant though.
Yeah, so a thought is the response. It's what reverberates back. You send out the thinking, and then the thought comes back.
Now do this. Apply this to how we think about the wounds and how we construct this lacquer that we use as a spiritual adhesive to pull our pieces back together, even if the pieces that we're trying to pull together is the facade of the mask we wear. Everything we just said, give me the context as it pertains to I'm good, I'm over it, I'm okay, but when you're really not, because that lacquer is subpar. Talk to me.
It very rarely, like, people don't talk about when they're over things. Their actions change. It becomes internal. When you, like, it's that forced outward expression, it's still asking questions. Question. No matter what they're saying, they're still asking questions. They're still looking for something to come back.
Mm-hmm.
When people have kind of pulled themselves back together, their actions act it out. They're not asking questions. They're just in action.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I feel.
Listen, you can call in anytime. This was a wonderful discussion, and these are the things I am trying to encourage. Call in and talk to me. All thoughts and perspectives will be respected. And did it feel safe in here to talk and share your thoughts?
Yes.
Absolutely. You're welcome to come back anytime. Bring New York with you.
All right, thanks.
Hey, listen, that was Dawn from New York. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. We on fire tonight. When I come forward, you know I'm finna talk to my man out of Atlanta, Nazarene X. That shit is funny. Wound Tang Clan is your stage name, old hurdy bastard. Third Eye killed with that.
Sorry, that was my organ. I think that's the organ.
Hey, where are the callers at? Y'all scared? What you looking for? You're the question and the answer. Wah, wah, wah. Who hung up? No, ain't nobody hung up. Nazarene X is on the line. And I'm about to go to him. Where y'all at? Listen, if we having a discussion, sometimes people gonna be on longer, and that's just what it is. We gotta get used to hanging on. That's it. We gotta get used to that. It's not gonna be convenient. This ain't fast food consciousness. It's gonna come when it's supposed to come. And did we appreciate Dawn's input? Did we appreciate her insight? to be friends. Just a little bit. My playlist is crazy tonight. To me, 50 is better than Jay-Z. To me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. To me, 50 is better than Jay. I think in the verses, 20 for 20, it's hard to, hey, listen, hard to take 50 out. I'm sorry. I heard all of Jay's records. No disrespect, Jay. But I think 50 would take you. And Andy disagrees.
Very much so.
Andy, your thoughts? Andy disagrees, but I don't care. Go ahead, Andy. What? Why? No. See, let me tell you why he wouldn't wash him. Because they both have uber monster hits. Multiple monster gigantic hits. So, when and the reason why he won't wash him, because the 20 for 20, you get 20, I get 20 format, it really takes out your emotional leaning. Because now you got to listen to, okay, song for song, 1 through 20. It's not just, oh, I prefer him. When you sit down, pick any Jay-Z record and put it up in the club. Pick any one. Fine, in the club. Oh, Big Pimpin'. These are washes. You can't say Big Pimpin' is not better than In the Club. When 50 came out, wait, when 50 came out, Candy Shop, when 50 came out, absolutely, Inferno. I'm just saying, like, when 50 came out, what Jay told the rest of his crew, he said, just relax. He said, get some records together because things done changed. Do you understand? Like, he's here and he's going to be on a ride for a while. So get ready. I don't think so. He got 20, let me just say, he has 20 undeniable slappers. And then when you throw in G Unit, that first G Unit, oh Jesus, it's crazy.
And I'm not knocking out. I like a lot of the 50 records, but I don't know if he's gonna hang with Jay, man.
Yeah, he will. Because I went back and listened to Jay's whole catalog. And there is a lot of cotton candy fluff on them albums.
And you just said Candy Shop. That ain't no fluff.
I'm talking about mega hits. There's a difference.
Empire State of Mind.
First off, Empire State of Mind is a jab at Nas.
Doesn't matter.
And I don't like it, and it's cool. It's a cool record. It's cool.
150 record galvanizes a state, a city.
Oh, I Get Money.
That doesn't
Oh, wow, another slapper. Like, if you, I'm just saying, if you put...
Come on, man. Jiggle what? Jiggle who?
Yawn.
Money Cash.
Huh? There's somebody with?
Can I Get Her?
Who had? Huh? A lot of that stuff is dated.
Come on, bro.
I'm just saying, to me.
To the Izzo? Girls.
Girls. I'm not gonna do.
Takeover? Better diss record than Back Down.
Many men. 21 questions. I don't want to keep going. But like I said, let me get back to it, because these youngsters don't know nothing about hip hop. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason is back. We got a little sidetracked with music. We're talking about two Japanese concepts, Kintsugi and Wabi-Sabi. What is your lacquer made of? A deeper look at the concept of being broken. And as I was explaining, many people are broken, man. But when you put your pieces back together, what ingredients are you using when you construct your lacquer, your spiritual adhesive? And man, it's just a lot of people who use what I consider to be low vibrational material. Now, what is considered low vibrational material? Conscious material, right? We had a whole conversation that got into quantum mechanics and E equals MC square and matter and energy and all of this and that. And I believe that thoughts are an energy source that can create and mold matter around your life. We talked about we didn't really talk about the double slit experiment or the measurement problem where, the wave function can collapse. But let me tell you something. When we talk about consciousness and the ingredients put into the lacquer to pull your pieces back together, your spiritual lacquer: pride, anger, desire, fear, grief, apathy, guilt, shame. When you put these ingredients into your spiritual lacquer as a means of pulling your pieces back together, I believe you're creating a hurt magnet. I believe you're going to call in experiences that are designed to irritate that wound. Not just so the wound can hurt, but more so the wound can know, oh, it's time to change. It's time to grow. When I come forward, I'm going to Atlanta to talk to my homeboy Nazarene X. Stay tuned! God damn, girl, we used to be friends. Why I always got to bring up Jay-Z? First off, Nzinga, I know you Sagittarius. But let me tell you something, Sagittarius. My kids are Sagittarius. All of them Sagittarius. Let me tell you something. Stop defending Sagittarius. How about stop defending your sign? How about that? Nzinga always come in here and she want to defend her sign. Why you got to bring up Jay-Z for? What Jay-Z do? I'm just saying. Jay-Z overweight.
Yeah, I like Jay. I've never been a fan of him. I like 2 of his songs.
The two become one when we are present and focused in relationship, just like the double slit experience. Boom. Jay-Z overrated.
Any ugly.
Wow.
If you that ugly on the outside, you really ugly on the inside. I'm sorry. I don't like how he did Aaliyah. I don't give a damn. We're Biggie.
I don't know nothing about the Aaliyah story. What happened?
I don't know. He just ugly. But I like 8 of his songs, I think. But I think, yeah.
To me, Jay-Z,
yeah,
his best album to me is the Black Album.
Never heard none of his albums.
Now, to me, the Black Album is the culmination of Jay-Z's power as an artist.
That's where it is.
And then after that,
it was Beyonce.
I think it's the 444 album.
Which is Beyonce.
Because now he's a man.
But after he took out the souls of Dash and Kanye. So how
what
much
happened?
No,
I'm just talking as an artist. I don't know the backstory.
After he didn't took out, what was that collaboration with College Dropout when he met how he transformed after meeting Kanye, took a lot of Kanye stuff and then just did, same thing he did with Dash. He takes so many people's stuff. He's not a good person. He messed with Aaliyah. He's a R. Kelly. He's ugly. And yeah, Beyonce could go somewhere.
I knew she was gonna talk today.
I was trying.
I knew it. I had to talk with her outside. I said, "Now don't talk. You know you're not gonna talk."
Don't talk.
soon as she get a chance. They devil worship us. They evil. He ugly. He.
I just said if he that ugly on the outside, he ugly on the inside. That man ugly. Oh, that man ugly.
We trying to get her to get the producer mindset.
Okay.
You're a producer. She be in here talk. Listen now, we not gonna talk today, right? That's right. We not gonna talk. Cause you know, we on the radio.
You the one that said tell me, so I told you.
I'm just playing. She don't even know when I'm playing.
I'm so scared, y'all. Oh, I don't like me, no Jay-Z. But I do like when Jay-Z worked with Kanye. After that Black album, that was the best Jay-Z we had. He was giving and kind and teachable. Now he just, and that hair, no ma'am.
Somebody said, LOL. Attila Phillips said, gave her an NDA. Can't be talking.
Really? He said, I can't talk. I've been quiet for an hour and 32 minutes.
And then, boom, they the devil.
I did not say that.
He killed that one girl.
I did not say that either. You see how you give an inch, man, take a mile.
Somebody said, well, I guess she had a reason. Rabia! Rabia, why?
What you think? I tell you what you think.
She told me what she thought. Then I fucked up. I said, tell me what you think. I
You fucked up for asking.
Oh, you want me? You want me to tell you what I think?
After you told me not to talk,
Oh, I'm gonna tell you what I think. Then, it's okay for me to talk.
I've been quiet for an hour and 32 minutes. Just
I swear to God, she was over there praying. I said, this girl gotta meditate and pray to be quiet. She was.
Look, you see the stuff he talks about.
She was
y'all
praying.
would not even know that if he did not put my business out there, y'all.
I'm doing the show. I look over. She in meditation. I said, this girl got to struggle to be quiet. She said, please keep me quiet, please. Please, Lord, don't let me say nothing. I don't want to say nothing out. Oh, man. Comedy.
Attila said, don't tell my sister she a truth teller.
Hey.
Thank you, baby.
They evil. I don't like the way he did him. I don't like the way he did him. I don't like what he said about her. I don't like what had happened was. Fuck him.
That's what I said.
He ain't even good.
That's what I said. That's exactly what I said. Good. Now we get
Free Arabia. She not James Brown. What the fuck?
They know. Thank y'all. Y'all know. He asked me and he said, shut up. And say, I wish you would say something. I wish you would. He said, this my mic, this your mic. Turn your mic on. Don't touch these mics. You should see how the man talks to me, y'all.
This is better honey shooter honey. Ain't nobody gonna tell her to shut up. Better honey shooter honey then. Huh? This gangster skate right here. I'll put my skates on and skate around your car, nigga. What? The fuck? She knows she be wildin', for real.
Y'all skate around the car.
This gangster skate.
Y'all skate around the car.
You gone? All right now, Maisha.
Because I got 2 kids right now. Trust me, you don't want me to stick around.
Your baby.
Because then you're going to get wild.
Oh, Lord, it is baby. Yeah.
I want to get with you soon.
Call me. I was looking for your number. What is it? Did you search your podcast? Oh, text me really quick. Okay. Thank you, baby. Let me shit. Now I stayed around the car.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason has returned. My playlist is my co-host. This group, they are the biggest beneficiaries of the downfall of the group Troop. When the group Troop fell off, they had internal issues, label issues. When they fell off, all of the producers, the Babyfaces, the Dallas Austins, all of the producers that were producing for Troop started to produce for Boyz II Men. They stepped right in when Troop fell off, and all of the production, or most of the production that, Troop had access to, boom, went to Boyz II Men. You go to that first Boyz II Men album, man, except for Motown Philly, which was an ode to Philadelphia, where they're from, a lot of those records, man, could have been Troop records. Could have been Troop records, man. So, interesting stuff, man. I'm sorry, I get into my music bag from time to time. But we're talking about being broken. And it's been a powerful conversation. I want to bring my brother in. He's been on for quite some time, and I'm really sorry for holding him so long. Nazarene X from Atlanta, Georgia. Man, please enter the voice of reason and share your thoughts about what we have shared so far about Kintsugi and Wabi-Sabi.
It's a pleasure to be here. I appreciate you, man. This whole topic, I'm echoing, man, it's actually one of the highlights from your first, or not even necessarily your first, but that relationship just now book. That was something that really, really got me, stood out for me. So I'm glad it's topic.
Man, I appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, no doubt, no question. So in terms of lacquer, I find like there are a lot of different ingredients, if you will, I guess that would make something stick for me. And I think for everyone, I don't think it's necessarily like a one-size-fits-all type of situation either. And one thing I realized is that, if you're using something to mend broken pieces in that breath, one important piece to it all is to take the time to keep your hands off and protect that vessel and let things sit, let it chill, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, it seems like that's also, maybe you might be using the right material, but your internal need to control or put your hands on something, now you're jiggling the pieces apart, maybe you're trying to build something that's needing to set and cure, similar to pottery, right? Sometimes you gotta sit it in the kiln and let it cook for me.
So you're trying to use the teapot before it cures.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I got you. Yeah.
There's another piece to it, where I think sometimes we are or could be actually using the right material, the right lacquer, but it's still our need to, I guess, rush the process that compounds the brokenness again. Sometimes we might be too quick, you know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of those ways, and that's why I kind of look at it part of my lacquer is also surrender. And I also feel like my lacquer is also made of a bunch of melted down loose screws that I had too. I kind of just
No, let's go deeper, man. Identify some of the screws.
Oh yeah, for me, I got that I don't know if it's just 85 baby thing, but the Animaniacs kind of mindset, Tiny Tony, a little lonely, I love that. So I think in a lot of different ways, I guess, where it might have served to my detriment with whatever type of relationship we're coming through, I've learned that the way life works out is that, for example, that whole aspect of going through different, what you call it, rabbit holes, it's a recurring thing for me. So sometimes I'll be all in my head, and that's where it's just it's heartbreak, just reflecting about things or thinking things too much, and it's you kind of get down in these dark holes. But one of my favorite cartoon characters coming up was always Tasmanian the Devil. And one thing I actually realized to help and you kind of merge the two processes, the two thought processes. Is just like, yo, one thing that a rabbit hole never scared one of the Tasmanian devils. Like, I could go as deep as I want, but at any given moment I could pop out. Like, I'm never loved. So I use that as kind of like my superpower mentally. Like, if I'm down in a rut, I can always just like just twist around, make a joke or whatever the case is, and come on up out of that. Like, but that's me tapping into something I felt like was just a part of my makeup, even though if it looks a little, what you call it, tiny, phony, little lonely type of stuff to other people. It's like, yeah, it's one of my superpowers. And two, it's just like, again, I guess embracing what you feel like might be a loose screw. I mean, it comes with so-called violence too. I have a spiritual way of looking at things that comes with like a fire in itself, and I use that to my advantage. So it's just all type of things, like, again, like the imagination part. Like, one thing I always looked at as well, or came to really embrace, was just, again, in that so-called violent mode, is that at the end of the day, if something's looking to keep me repressed, it's almost like how the original Doctor Strange movie ended, where he went to Dormammu and was just like, look, as long as I can enact or execute my will, as long as I'll keep getting back up, whatever's trying to hold me down has no choice but to give up. Because I'm not going to stop. I've already decided, so like part of the lacquer for me is energy, is conviction too. I mean, there's all type of different things, I guess, that somebody could put in the mix, but it's not necessarily full of things like regret. I guess, and that comes from elevating your perspective on things or expanding your perspective. Like when you redefine what you're going through, or you take hold of that pen, like again, like everybody's voice comes with a certain set of powers, so I just tend to write my own fate or my own destiny or whatever you call it. So whatever I'm up against, I just feel like it could be taken whatever kind of way it needs to be taken, but at the end of the day, as long as I'm able to keep myself together, that's what it's about. So
wait, well, let me ask you this. I gotta ask you this.
What?
So we're all broken, and we're all dealing with the effects of being broken. At some point in time in our life, you know, the brokenness will surface, right? So my question is, why is it so difficult to just sit in the brokenness? Why do we always try to run from the brokenness, to avoid and escape the brokenness? Why is it easier to run than it is to just sit in it? And before you answer, think about what Krishnamurti says here. He says, our search is for an escape from the problem. And listen, and the solution is a superficial remedy. So there is no understanding of the problem. So we're trying to escape the problem of being broken. And for most people, the solution for that is superficial, which leads to a misunderstanding of the problem because we're not actually dealing with it. What are your thoughts about just sitting in it when it surfaces?
What comes to mind within that too, it's a mix of, let's carry them on, not being at least okay with what got us into that problem.
Wait, we going so deep. I want you to start from the top, but I got to carry you over, brother. Just hold tight. I got to take you to the other side, and I want you to start where you started before I interrupted you. When we come forward, more from Nazarene at Atlanta, Georgia.
Maisha.
Nazarene cooking.
Like always.
Nazarene is cooking.
He be dropping gems. He be so settled when he say it. He be like, yeah. And he be like,
We use old cotton candy. What did I say about cotton candy? What did I say? I forgot about cotton candy. What did I say? Can I ask y'all a question? Did you guys enjoy the shows this week? Did you guys enjoy the content we put together this week? The week after, what was it, Memorial Day weekend? Did you guys enjoy the content?
Zoe birthday weekend.
Zoe birthday weekend, I guess. Can we put up the emojis to represent how you guys felt?
Money.
Whatever emoji you want to put up.
Money.
I think it was a good week in terms of content. I think it was a really good week.
Content was out of this world this week. It was so good. I went on a little spiritual roller coaster.
She said she went on a spiritual roller coaster. She was in here wild. Preaching, praying, crying, pop locking, gang banging, roller skating. All of it happened this week.
You know me. Okay, man.
She was like, ooh, nigga, what? I said, what the fuck is going on? Start ticking. I said,
God, so don't do it. Please stop. Please stop.
I said, what the fuck is happening? Already caught the Holy Ghost.
Last night was a hell of a show, y'all. Thank you, baby.
She was wildin'.
It was needed, man. It was so good.
This man is sent from God. He's a gift. And you don't understand how important he is to the world. You motherfuckers. I was like, what the fuck? You're gonna go to hell if you don't appreciate him. Oh crap. Oh crap, God, go get you, motherfuckers. I'm gonna skate all over your motherfucking graves. Brandy. Don't we all just love Brandy? Man, have you ever? My playlist is undefeated. And you know it's my co-host. KBLA Talk 1580, the voice of reason returns. We got a heavy topic. We're breaking down these Japanese concepts, Kintsugi, gold joinery. The whole philosophy and metaphor for the show is basically saying, philosophically and metaphorically speaking, Kintsugi is putting the pieces of your broken heart back together. And I'm saying be careful of what spiritual adhesive you use to glue those pieces back together. Kintsugi, or Kintsukuroi, which means golden repair. Kintsugi means gold joinery. I'm saying, what are the materials? Are you using low-level conscious materials to pull yourself back together after your heart being broken? Because Kintsugi or Kintsukuroi proposes that being broken is an opportunity to become more beautiful, as was the case with the 15th century pottery. It became an artistic craze. People were running around breaking their pots on purpose so that they could use kintsugi or kintsukuroi as a means of beautifying their pottery because it took off. And I'm saying, philosophically and spiritually speaking, if you're using pride, anger, desire, fear, grief, apathy, guilt, shame as a spiritual adhesive to pull this back together for yourself, you're really going to find yourself even uglier. If you feel like being broken made you ugly, if you use those constituent parts, those conscious pieces, pride, anger, desire, fear, grief, apathy, guilt, shame, it's going to make you ugly. It's going to make you darker. It's going to empower your shadow. It's going to do a lot of things that will be detrimental. And I even go further to say that it creates a magnetic field, an electromagnetic field. It's going to pull in experiences that are designed to reflect back to you work that you have empowered. Like you've empowered this work when you should really be disempowering it. When you put these ingredients, these psychological ingredients into your spiritual lacquer, it will make you better. What ingredients, though? Courage, neutrality. Neutrality is the absence of judgment. Did you know that? Willingness, acceptance, reason, love, joy, peace, enlightenment. Right? When you use those ingredients, the lacquer is undefeated. The mortar cannot be broken. Do you understand? Nazarene X, get in here. Finish your thoughts, man, friend. Pick up where you left off.
I felt like part of that situation, as far as I need to escape things, sometimes we don't even realize what got us in the situation in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I guess that aspect of, unawareness or whatnot, I think that plays into it a lot. And I also feel like within the root of it all, I think at the end of the day, we don't want to feel defeated as people.
But let's go deeper though. Isn't it that you answer me this? Yeah, because I don't know. Is it this right here? We focus on what was done to us when we should really be focusing on how we respond to what was done to us. What are your thoughts?
That's the part where again you gotta pick up that kind of self-authorship or whatnot. And that's what I'm saying, like there's that fine line between what we're taught to acknowledge as defeat versus surrender. Like they sound similar, but they're different depending on what you're surrendering to. You don't necessarily have to surrender to a weakness or anything like that. I just believe, like, as long as you put it this way, like, everybody has free will, but really it means nothing if you're not going to do anything with it or embrace it. But that's another kind of layer of cake, because in the society, we always taught to do. But part of the experience is just practicing stillness. Sometimes we just really got to relax and learn how to have a healthy sense of detachment from what we're feeling. So in response to, I guess, these negative feelings, another thing I feel like people might not yet be aware of is that it's all something that's like our emotions are birthed from our thoughts. Mm-hmm. Every emotion that we experience is attached to a thought that we attach to first inside of our mind. So again, that's kind of like your little power button where if, I don't want to, again, use a violent situation, but if somebody punched me in the face, like, I can choose to cry about it, or I can use that as my so-called excuse or opportunity to respond however I want to.
No, I got it.
Did I want that, and am I looking to get something off? I mean, it's just all perspective in that breath, but...
Man, but listen, I got to push forward. But brother, I love you. I love your insight, man. Thank you for sharing tonight. Nothing but heat. We appreciate it.
Brother.
Yes, sir. Now, as is always, I start the conversations. I'm not right. I'm not looking to be right. I'm looking to foster discussion. I'm not looking to be an authority. I'm not looking to be the truth. I'm not looking to be an inspiration. Well, yes, I am. I want to inspire conversation for sure. I want to inspire dialogue, but I need you to understand, if you have a sense of being broken, focus on self-compassion, not self-esteem, not ego, not pride. You know, I think that's important, because once you start labeling yourself and judging yourself and critiquing yourself, you tend to stay in that lane, and sometimes you can't do that because it'll break you down for sure. I love everybody. I appreciate y'all. This is it for me for the week. I will see y'all on Monday. Danny Morrison will keep the fire lit. The voice of reason has left the building. Yeah, tonight was a heater. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Nothing but love, nothing but appreciation and respect for all of y'all. Deuces.